welcome. I'm Carol Cavelli, a licensed therapist supporting the emotional health and wellness of women in midlife. And honestly, as someone who went through perimenopause myself and spent years struggling to get the help and answers that I needed, I know how confusing this stage of life can feel. Even with a background in healthcare and mental health, I still couldn't make sense of what was happening and still had difficulty finding the help that I needed. And that's what really strikes me is if I felt this lost with the background that I have, how must it feel for women who don't have this background? And then later, when I began working with more women in midlife, I heard the same kinds of struggles that I had myself. And that really made it clear to me that this stage of life is profoundly misunderstood, even within our own field. And why? Because most of us weren't taught about it. Our training covered anxiety, depression, trauma, but never the nuances of how hormonal changes can either mimic or intensify those feelings. And so what does happen when a woman in her 40s or 50s comes into therapy feeling anxious or easily overwhelmed or just feeling like something's wrong with her? She doesn't feel like herself. But if we zoom out, we can see and we can understand that her emotions are responding to the physiological transition that's happening in her body. The thing is, when we don't recognize that connection or even try to assess it, therapy misses the mark, even when our interventions are good. But it can leave clients feeling unseen and just not noticed and not understood and not feeling like they're getting the help that they need. Even if our interventions are, if we're looking really to help from a good place, if we don't have that full understanding or we don't look for that understanding in our clients, everything just misses the mark. And it's that gap between what we were taught and what's actually happening with your midlife clients is what inspired me to create Understanding Perimenopause and Menopause in the Healing Space. It's a short, practical mini course designed for therapists, coaches, and other helping professionals who want to better support their midlife clients. You don't have to specialize in menopause or midlife clients or perimenopause to recognize when it's part of the picture, when it's showing up in the room. But you want to be able to recognize it when it is. And understanding it allows you to work more effectively with the women who walk through your door. If you want to start by seeing what you already know, and maybe learning a few things that might surprise you, I made a free quiz called How Menopause-Savvy Are You? It takes just a few minutes and gives instant feedback. It's a simple way to gauge your current understanding and see where new insight might be useful. I'm hoping that by creating this course and making it financially accessible to therapists, coaches, and helping professionals, we can help our clients. Not to mention that we, as providers, deserve to have a better understanding of our midlife clients' experience so we can offer better support. You'll find the quiz and the course links below. Thank you for watching.